of deception, weaving your tail. Web of deception, lies that never fail. Web of deception, get off the lies. Web of deception, fuck your alibis. Spreading rumors, spreading lies, hiding around with my manipulated situation. Never own opposition, signaling everyone. Being speaking everything, always like to listen to. You're on the news right through now. Signaling every way, being speaking everything, always like to listen to. You're on the news right through you. Spreading rumors, spreading lies, hiding around with my manipulated situation. Never own your obligations. Deception, weaving your tail. Web of deception, lies that never fail. Web of deception, get off the line. Web of deception, fuck your alibi.
What's up? What's happening? It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Often imitated, never duplicated. What is going on? It's good to see you, my friend. Looking forward to in 2 hours that are rich in American hardcore folklore and history. Here we go. What's going on out there? What's happening, Juan? Juan Cano, what's happening, Chucky? The gang's all here. What do you say, Lenny? Josh Waste, I know you are excited. We got your guitar player on the show today. What's up in Denmark, brother? How are you? Hope things are well. There you go. Once again, I want to get some of this stuff out of the way early on. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. We are sponsored by The Organic Grill, New York Hardcore Comics, The Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, and Your Core Hardcore fan page. In the wake of the pandemic, Your Core Chris created Your Core fan page, utilizing lessons learned from over 20 years of being an educator and social worker. He decided to try to reach where hardcore punk and the surrounding genre bands create not only their music, but their message. The interviews are from a psychological perspective to harvest motivation, personal insight, and perspective. Please reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram if you have content to share or you want to promote your band. Also, got to shout out Vlad and the Organic Grill. It's a vegan restaurant located in the East Village in New York City at 123 First Avenue. Featured in New York Magazine, the New York Times, and Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. I'd like to present this award to the Best Veggie Burger, Organic Grill. I'm repurposing my extreme sports awards that I got back in the day. Back there's a couple of them. These are now the Best Veggie Burger Award. This year, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. How's that? Is that what paperweight is that? There you go. It's Wednesday. Yes, this is Wednesday. This is true. The only clue, this is the Long Beach United Box Club. You know what? I want to get something out of the way right now. Right now. Here we go. Get this out of the way right now. Here we go. I'm going to announce a new show. Unless you're a patron, you don't know anything about this. So, Sunday, April 11th. Here we go. You asked for it, you got it. By popular demand, the Reverend Paul Bearer is coming on the show. Yes, we make our way to everyone eventually. Eventually, everyone on the planet Earth will be on this show. I guarantee you that. In the meantime, this is fruit of the day. All right. So yeah, Paul Bearer. I know people. Yeah. Yep. Should be an interesting one. Yeah. What's up, Laura Zeitlin? Jersey Shore represent. Yep. Is that right? Is Paul Polish? Is that right, Lenny? Is Paul Polish? Yeah, the Rev's coming on the show. You know what? While we're at it, let's talk about the next 4 shows. This Sunday, coming up, another huge score. John Jesse from Nausea is coming up on this Sunday, March 28th. And then a week from them, I know you're watching right now, Al. I'm super excited. My old friend, Al Burrell from SSD Control is going to be on the show. A couple days after that, another one coming out of the woodwork. He's never done an interview on anything like this. Should be very interesting. Billy Psycho of the Psychos. And then, of course, a couple days after that, like we just said, is Paul Bearer. Is that right, Ak? The Revs are Polak? Joe Ackerman representing Tallahassee, Florida. You know? Here you go. Here come all the Polish jokes. Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm Polish too, so I'm actually Russian. Russian, Polish. Are you Russian? Sit down. What's the rush? You know? Yeah. There you go. You're curious? Mo, are you curious to see Paul? I'm curious. Yeah, of course. You know? Oh, I want to mention something else. I know. Where's the after this show today? I want to shout out. There is a live stream event going on with Stigma. Stigma's band is playing. Some of your favorites, Larry the Hunter's in the band, Luke Rhoda. There is a streaming event at 5 o'clock, revivethemusic.org. It's a couple of bucks, a benefit for Generation Records. Go check this out. I will remind you later in the show. You can leave the show a couple minutes early to go support our friends at Generation Records and Stigma. That said, I know what you're wondering. I am wondering the same thing. What is up with the Hardcore Shutterbug?
What's up?
What do you got? Some masks back there?
This is latex.
Hey, I'm into latex.
Gloves. This is some latex for keep things sanitary.
What do you do with that? What do you do with the?
And I got this.
What is that? Is that the? Hold on. Wait. What is that?
This is the hand sanitizer that the prisoners make. It's brought to you by the Department of Corrections.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's the prison issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it says it right there. Yep. Listen, when you think sanitary, you think prison.
Whew. God damn. David, get the funk out of my face. What's happening? Good to see you, Dave. Chris Corkelman, Massachusetts, brother. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Yo, John, how's the funeral? Wait, whoa. Rapone, sorry. Things are moving fast here. Yo, John Bernays, how's the funeral business out there in Long Island, bro?
Johnny Bagpipes,
what's going on? That's Johnny Bagpipes says that stuff smells like shit.
He's right.
What's that smell? Is it shit? No. It's that damn hand sanitizer.
I can't think of Johnny and not think of Jameson and ginger ale, by the way. So he turned me on to that.
Yep.
At a Stigma show, actually.
All right. Love that dude.
So
right.
he's the man. Johnny is the man. So
I'm ready. You're ready. We're ready. It is.
let's do it.
Photo of the day with the hardcore shutterbug. Wrong answers only, please. Here we go. Very interesting.
Oh.
There you go. Wrong answers only, please. By the way, Johnny Bagpipes, when asked, how's the funeral business? He says, decomposing bodies. Yeah. All right. Is it Thor? Is it decomposing bodies? You know what? That's a good name for a band.
There has to be one already.
We're decomposing bodies. Wah! Is it Sha-Na-Na?
Is it Devo?
Is it Big Rob? Is it Big Rob from Bitter Uproar? That's a good one. Is it Stigma? Is it Winnie the Pooh? Is it Rocky? That's a good one, actually.
There should be a Stigma statue.
Good one. Steve, you win with this one. Is it the real award for the best veggie burger? That's awesome. Is it a vaccination casualty?
Oh, he turned to stone.
Is it D's Nuts? Is it Manowar?
That's a good one, too.
Is it Oscar Pistorius? Who's Oscar Pistorius?
I know who Jaco Pastorius is.
There you go. Is it Aquaman? Is it Ray Capo?
Do you have the other shot too?
Yeah, hold on. Here's the other shot.
The other one's good. It's a good angle.
Here is
and the rain is starting to fall.
The companion shot. Okay.
There we go.
He's giving. Oh, I like how he's giving the world the finger. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool. Oh, okay, I got it. That's the South African runner who shot his girlfriend to death.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I knew that was. That's okay.
Mo says it's me on peyote. People still doing peyote? I haven't heard the word peyote in a minute.
That's like Jim Morrison kind of stuff, you know?
I did peyote when we were like 15, 16 up in the Bronx. I'm still tripping from it.
Wow.
I ate so much peyote that I never came down, you know? Ain't Steve supposed to be working?
I am working. I'm on the clock.
Yeah, ain't Steve supposed to be working? Your boy Heggs. You know? All right, let's talk about let's talk about.
Well, you know what? This is a fun one.
Wait, hold on a second. This is important. Hold on. In Arizona, we get peyote. Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to visit my mom in a couple weeks in Arizona. So
the address to send to is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live.
Is it the Star Thrower in Flushing Meadow Park, Queens?
You're close. You're close. You're off by a hair. It is Flushing Meadow Park, and it's actually called the Rocket Thrower. And built in 1963 for the 1964 World's Fair. And it's literally right down this street right here. It's directly across from the Unisphere and just somewhat adjacent to the New York State Pavilion. And it's just a really, I walk by here every morning when I come down to the yard. And it's just something so cool about it. And that angle, like you said, on that angle, he's definitely giving the finger for sure.
He's like, fuck this.
Yeah, and he's just like, and he's holding the lightning bolt with the stars on it. But
I'm not, you know what? I don't recall seeing this, and I've been in that park a million times.
It's right by. There's a bunch of like wading pools there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been there since '64. And it's cool. It's pretty huge. I mean, it's you could see it from all points, but there's one angle you can't see it from, and that's probably where you were standing. So,
all right.
But it's a piece of Queens history here for. We got a lot of Queens history in hardcore, so I'm sure plenty of these guys,
Well, we're trying to mix it up a little bit here, man. You know,
We got some culture.
And I'm like,
culture.
I'm trying to mix it up with photo of the day. I'm kind of sick of it, you know.
Just like what, like tattooed angry guys and stuff.
Wow,
Exactly.
we're decomposing bodies.
Well, you know what I got to do? I got to put a shirt on them.
There was another one from the other day. I'm like, that's a great band name. I know, was it Scalpel? That was the first one, but there was another one the other day, you know.
Scalpel sounds like they should tour with Helmet.
There you go. All right, brother.
All right, I guess I should go back and pretend to work here.
Yeah, go back and pretend to work, and we'll catch up with you later. Hey, what was that graffiti thing you sent me? Something
that
in
was
the yard?
This morning. A track truck came into the yard. You know, they were delivering third rail, and the whole car was done. That was the coolest part. Most of the graffiti was kind of old and beaten down, but that looked like the newest piece on it.
Hold on, I got it right here. Hold your horses.
I think the tag was Smeg.
I don't know if our resident graffiti. Here you go. So this came into the yard the other day?
No, this morning. It's today.
Oh, there he is. RS70. Yeah. Hey, this for you, brother. How about that, huh?
Oh wait, the artist is here?
No, but he's a big graffiti historian.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that came in this morning.
Do you know that our big supporter RS70 UGHC actually created that New York Hardcore logo up in the corner there?
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, he's behind that, you know. So
I see. That would be cool if someone did a great big one of those. I'm not going to say it out loud, but on the train would look awesome.
Yep.
Not that I would ever let you in to do that.
There you go. He says, "Oh hell yeah! Oh fuck yeah! That's sick as fuck." All right.
So,
all right. Listen, I'd love to sit here and bullshit about graffiti in the train yard all day, but
train yard blues.
Yep. I'll talk to you in a bit, bro.
You got it. See everybody a little bit.
Peace. What's happening? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, The Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records, and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore Fan Page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, and the Gutierrez Brothers at Chacho's Tacos. Located in Corpus Christi, Texas, Chacho's Tacos opened the doors in 2001, home of the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they're celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning. In their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that play Corpus Christi, swing by and get a home-cooked meal at Chacho's Tacos. We got you. The underground scene will never die. Please follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Also, got to shout out Josh and Chain Reaction Records. And yo, I want to dedicate this show to everybody in Boulder, Colorado, and especially the families of that horrific event that happened the other day. It's really sad. I guess the COVID thing is coming to an end because lunatics with guns are mass shooting people again. Very sad. My heart goes out to all those families, man. Beyond horrible. Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards is located in Lakewood, Colorado. It's the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and LA. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. That said, I'm ready, you're ready, we're ready. It's time for
Rackbones! 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 Rackbones!
Bro.
Yo, what up?
Is it fucking time for Battlestar Galactica shit or what?
I am going off the hook today, bro. It's you know what? I really got to give my shout outs. I didn't get my shout out Sunday. I know it wasn't my day, but take a row with me. Take a ride. I want to give a shout out to Chacho's Tacos. They got the cool shirt they sent me. Love those guys. We're big supporters of them out here on the East Coast. They sent me some cool stickers. I'm going to throw them.
That's a cool one. What is that? Yeah. Let me see that. What is that? A knockoff on
Corrosion?
Oh, that's cool, man. That's a good one.
Cool, man. Definitely cool, man. I'm going to ship those guys out a package this week. I got a couple more. I want to give a quick shout out to Chicky really quick too from Sheer Terror that used to be in Sheer Terror. He sent me this super cool Ozzy track this week. It was a good mail week for me. And I'm going to go right into the toy with that segment because the other thing I got this week, I know it wasn't my day on Sunday, but today's my day, so we're rolling with it.
Come on now.
I got this from a friend who saw that I found a lot of Battlestar Galactica stuff in the garbage, like 20 ships I found of Battlestar Galactica. So this press kit was given to him by the creator's son. So shout out to Chris Santillo for getting me this badass. You know, it's got the glossies in it with your stars of the show. You know, there's about 7 glossies in here. Super cool poster. So I got that because he saw me posting that I had found all these ships. And these ships were made by Mattel, who I guess Mattel was big for like dolls and stuff back then. They weren't really like into the science fiction game. And Star Wars was so big in 77 that by 78, there was already a television show called Battlestar Galactica come out. And these toys were so hot when we were little kids. These are some Vipers. Now, I found all these, man. They got the missiles.
How do you find shit like that? I mean, you found it.
I literally walked to the store to get coffee. I told the story, but we were
I know. In your neighborhood, this was
right across the street from my house, just sitting on the curb, man.
What? They were in the garbage. Oh, they're on the curb.
They weren't even in the garbage. They were just like someone left them right there, like to be had. And for me to walk by in the universe, that's the magic of like what I do. I live my life by that motto, like dream it, be it, you'll have it, you'll get it. But let me show them real quick. Let me show them real quick because they're so hot.
Come on.
These were the Cylon Raiders ships. You know, the stickers are pristine. They got the little guy inside, the little Cylon guy is in there. And I mean, this is the stuff that's always missing. You know, I have another one in the bag. But this is the stuff that would always be missing, those little red missiles. But you hardly ever see this stuff. And there's one more, a Scarab. I mean, there was even toys in this box that I had never seen, you know, and I had most of these toys as a kid, but you see those red missiles again? They're always missing, man.
Dream it, be it, find it. Good one.
Be it. And there's a couple more really quick. These are like mini rigs. Like I've never seen them. That's what's impressive about them. Is like I've never seen these mini rigs like this, you know. So there was about 20 ships in the box in total, you know. So that was like my big score. And then
do you fuck with the Buck Rogers memorabilia?
I do. Everything. Whatever it is from that era. You know, I'm an era guy. I like that era. And also in the box was the complete instructions for all ships.
Nice.
So about 20 ships in total I got. I price it at about $1,500. If I was to even sell it, I would break it down into like sets of 5 ships. So you'd get one of each, and it'd probably be about $600. And I got a new thing I'm going to do on the show is I'm going to tease you guys for next time I'm on. Next time we're going to get into these guys and see if anybody knows who this guy is. Anybody out there want to?
Yeah, that's not a Transformer, is it?
Pre-Transformers.
Hold on, someone will come up with it. It's not. I know what that is. Not the Decepticons. Fuck, I know what that is. I mean, is it Voltron? Is it a Shogun?
Nope, it's not a Shogun.
Is it a Voltron?
Nope, not a Voltron.
This
is also 70s, not 80s. A lot of people think these toys are 80s.
It's a Micronaut. Bob Riley got it.
There it is.
Bob Riley got it.
Let's see if he knows who it is, though.
Oh, wait. Mike Tokyo says it's Ecroyer.
Yes.
Mike Tokyo bringing the ruckus, brother.
So, yeah, that was my score.
Dad,
and
I'm hungry. Can we get like some McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something?
Yeah, Luke. I'll get you something.
Hey, no, man. No, you ain't getting shit, kid.
Don't mess with Luke, yo. He
I know. Nah, bro, we're doing toys, man.
I know, but look, and when I
come on, I gotta go. I gotta
bought
guess.
that Croyer, and I'm so in with the toy guys that the last toy of the day, because you guys always cut me off. You're getting all of them today. This bad boy was thrown in with my deal. I bought that Croyer. I think I paid like $30, and dude just threw this in because he knows. You know, we got the metal arms. We got the little hand that works.
But that's Lee Majors, the Bionic Man.
Yes, man. He's a little ratted out, but you know, cool piece.
I'm not mad at Lee Majors. He was stupping Farrah Fawcett there for a while.
Yeah, dude.
Can't be mad at that dude, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sure Bob Riley got one of these. He's got. I think him and Lou from Sub-Zero both have the Sasquatch. It's like the sought after guy from this line. You know, it's the Sasquatch. And
was that his name? Steve Austin, the $6 million man.
$6 million Man by Lee Majors. Yes, sir.
You know, I heard a couple years ago they were remaking the movie, and it was called The $6 Billion Man. But I guess nothing came of it. You know.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I got to get this guest on.
Right, guys, I can't wait to see Johnny Waste. I'm officially, down with the Waste crew. Love those guys. Josh, everyone out there. Can't wait to hear the new music from you guys. And it's going to be a good one today. It's going to be fun, Yeah,
it should be. All right, I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Ragbone! 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 Ragbone!
Is that right? Farrah Fawcett's from Corpus Christi, Texas? Well, there you go. Here on the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, there's always a tie-in, isn't there? Yeah, $6 million is barely covering a hospital visit now. Yeah. Was the reboot supposed to star Mark Wahlberg? Well, if it did, it was going to suck. Everything Mark Wahlberg does sucks. I'll never forgive him for that Planet of the Apes abomination. That thing sucked. God damn. Unbelievable. Hey, you know what? Enough of me talking about me. Let's bring our guest on. All right, let's clear the deck. What the heck? Sorry it has taken so long. Sometimes these things happen. What's your rush anyway? It's Wednesday. Not that I want to get into it now, but we need to talk about these Wednesday shows. I mean, I know you're watching right now, but, he ain't no Charlton Heston for sure. Here we go. Today's guest is a guitarist, songwriter, hailing from the bastion of New York hardcore, Astoria, Queens. He's known for his work with the band Major Conflict, but of course is best known as a founding member of the iconic first wave American hardcore band, Urban Waste. Please welcome, coming at us from lovely Flushing, Queens, A7 alumni represent Mr. John Kelly, a.k.a. Mr. Johnny Waste. What's up?
What's up, everyone? Woo!
What's up, everyone? Everyone, what's up?
I always got a big smile on my face, so I'm happy my friends are here. I got family here, you're all my family, and it's like, it's great to be hanging out with you.
Yeah, man. I got a good feeling about today's show. Look, your biggest fan, Josh Waste, chiming in.
Josh, I can't say enough about Josh. He's a great friend. He's Urban Waste's biggest fan. Public relations, he gets the word out. He really spreads the word, and which is something I don't really do. I don't gloat about the stuff I do, but I'm so glad that he's out there pushing us and pushing the band and everything we do.
It's like something, like as a singer, it's kind of like what singers are supposed to do. Like if you're the front man singer in a band, like that kind of falls on you, like to do the PR shit,
Yeah.
Big Rob from Bitter Uproar checking in. What's up? Laura Zeitlin, what's happening? Everybody,
Love you,
Chucky Brown. Everybody's happy to see you, man. So tell us,
Crazy Eddie.
Tell us what happened when the pandemic hit. Did you guys have to cancel shows? What have you been doing in the year since zombies started biting people?
Well, we got one good showing right before the shit hit the fan, and we played at Mother Pug Saloon. It was a great show. Lou from Sick of It All came out for that one. It was like it was a fun show out in Staten Island. Then we had the Waste Crew party set up for Tompkins Square Park, May 23rd, and I think in April, that's when we got the official cutoff that the show was canceled and pretty much, the world came to a stop.
Hey, got it. Our old friend Keith Burkhart from Cause for Alarm checking in. Last time I saw Johnny was a minute ago. Ran into him in a restaurant in Hunter Mountain.
And before that, we ran into each other in Manhattan, and you gave me the CD that you had just come out with. I remember that.
It's crazy when you run into people like it was
random. Like in Manhattan, I was like visiting I was living upstate in the Catskills, and I came down. I was visiting, and we just crossed paths. And he had the CD on him, and I was like, "Yo, it's great to see you and catch up a little bit."
So during the pandemic, obviously we played some of your new music when the show started. Tell us about what we heard.
You heard "Web of Deception." It's one of our newest songs. We've been trying to stay busy while we're not able to play live shows. So, we get together, we rehearse, and the drummer's been coming up with some good songs. So we've been turning his stuff into songs, and we also have a new bassist. Nan Lee left the band, unfortunately, last August, and she picked her life up and moved to Connecticut. And we miss her a lot. It was great having her in the band. She was a big asset. Everyone loved her.
And she was in the band for like 10 years, right?
Yeah, 2013 she joined. It was New Year's Eve, 2012, 2013. And she, we played Murphy's Law on New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. I think it was Trash Bar? Rambic? Trash Bar. Yeah, it was a Trash Bar. And that was her first show. And she's been with us, since August of last year. And we miss her. Hope she's doing great, whatever she's doing. I heard she's got some musical projects going on and staying busy herself.
I saw, you know what? I'm going to throw this picture up there. I know this isn't the latest lineup, but she's in it. And I like this picture a lot. This one here.
Oh yeah, that was a great time.
Now let me ask you, I could take a guess at this. Let me guess at this. The Fonz, right?
The Fonz. Yeah.
Right. So I would think that. Oh, I was gonna guess Milwaukee.
Ask Josh. Josh, was this in Ohio or Milwaukee?
Okay, here for our where is the Fonz statue? To all our viewers out there, where is the Fonz?
See, I'm going to be terrible at small details.
Wisconsin, 2016.
There you go.
Hey, and there you go. I see Jimmy Dukes Jimmy Dukes to the right of the Fonz as well.
That's another thing I love about Josh. He's got a photogenic memory. So anytime, I forget details, he's always got my back.
Why is the Fonz in Wisconsin? Is that where Happy Days took place in Wisconsin? Oh, here you go, Brian. Thank you. North Riverwalk Way, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Wait, no, it's. Oh, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Okay, I got confused. Yes, Milwaukee is Wisconsin. I was right. Well, Milwaukee is
definitely not Ohio.
God damn. Yeah. Yes, we all remember when Fonz jumped the shark, for sure. So tell us about how you came up, where you grew up, how did music come into your life? Did you grow up in a musical household?
I grew up with a lot of music in the household. My grandmother played piano, and I didn't really know as a kid that she was a piano player. But I guess music came into my life because my siblings, my sister was always listening to 50s records, and that was one of the first things she gave me was it was a collection of 50s music. It was 5 albums just in the sleeve, and they come in a cardboard box, and it shows you all the the artists and songs.
That's kind of the Fonz tie-in here, right?
Bill Haley and the Comets and all those 50s hits. So, and then my mother was into Broadway musicals, so I remember as a young kid she would take me to go see a chorus line or Pippin, or, you know, it was just like she was Candide, like kind of like exciting Broadway musicals. And then, you know, being that I love music and I used to listen to the radio a lot, I got into the early punk, like Blondie and, you know, like Billy Joel type stuff, whatever was playing on the radio at the time. You know,
Well, we both.
I remember the Police as a young child, and it was like, you know,
we both grew up. We both grew up in New York City. We both went to public school in New York City, right? And so part of it, right? I mean,
for a while I went.
Right, for a while. But radio was vibrant back then, man.
Yeah, you know, it was, and it led me to, you know, I was more of like a fan, a listener, and I wasn't never really thinking about, you know, doing anything musically myself. And then after when we moved into Ravenswood Projects is where pretty much that's where I started getting educated on, you know, more of the rock bands that were playing and more of the, you know, bands that weren't being played on the radio as much, and, you know, they were just as good.
What explain what the Ravenswood, for those that may not know, outside the New York City area, what were the Ravenswood Projects?
It's a New York City housing project. New York City Housing Association is projects for low-income families or people, you know, who are down on their luck and, you know, need affordable living. It's more of affordable living type, you know. So my mother was in between temporary jobs. My father passed away when I was 6. He got sick from alcohol. He got cirrhosis of the liver and took him out at the ripe age of 43.
Wow.
Yeah.
Died young.
So my mother, she was after that, she, you know, she's a free spirit. She really loved to gamble. She loved to late nights. That's where I get most of my you know, traits from, is from my mother. And, you know, she was like, if she wanted to go out and she didn't have anyone to watch me, she would take me with her. So, like, for instance, I don't know if anyone remembers Fascination in Manhattan. It was
yes,
like
of course.
It was a little gambling hall where people rolled the ball and tried to get five things in a row.
Of course,
but
I have a.
It was in the heart. It was in the heart of Manhattan, like Times Square area, 48th Street, I think it was, 47th Street.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was 8, 9 years old, and I'd be like there at 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I would fall asleep in their basement. And I remember I would go out and I would be surrounded by like the city nightlife, like, you know, the hustlers, the hookers, the drug dealers. And it was like, I was so free to do what I want in such a dangerous time. And I'm still here to talk about it.
There you go.
It is. Yep. I slept in that fucking place.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You know what? I could close my eyes and still hear it in there with, you know, the skee balls rolling up, and man, that place had a certain din to it, you know?
Yeah, right. I think they might have moved it across the street. That doesn't look like the same one. There was
I think it moved around a little bit. Chucky Brown says, is that right? You had a small AM/FM Mets figure radio and you would call the Mark Simone show in 1979?
Yeah, that's true. The Mark Simone show he did I don't know, he's on a couple nights a week, but I would stay up to listen. And one night I had the balls to call in, and he was shocked that like an 11-year-old kid was up that time of night calling in on his talk show, and he had me on. I remember.
Wow, that's awesome.
I was nervous, like I am now. You know, I feel like I'm trying to clutch around in Counter-Strike right now. My heartbeat's like 100 miles an hour.
It's all right.
That's because I'm not holding the guitar in my hand playing.
Yeah, right. You're amongst friends. So speaking of the guitar, how did you pick up the guitar? Why did you pick up the guitar?
John Dancing. That's why I picked up the guitar. You know, he came home from LIC high school one day, and he came in and said, "Hey, you want to start a band?" I was like, you know, I was still in 6th grade or whatever. There he is, my man. And I was like, yeah, sure, because we were always going to see the Ramones. John Dancy was my mentor when it came to getting out, because my mother wouldn't let me out pretty much to go do a lot of things. But when we became great friends, we would go out to we'd go see the Ramones. We went to see the Clash at Bonds.
John Dancy grew up in the Ravenswood projects as well, correct?
Yep, he lived one flight up from me.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He lived right above you.
Yeah, right above me.
That's awesome, man.
And when I moved in to Ravenswood, I really didn't have no friends because I didn't know anyone, and these guys already were established friends, and everyone knew each other. So it was a little tough for me. I didn't get a very warm welcome into the projects, but once people found out, hey, we're in the same fucking boat, I started making friends. And one of my good friends was James Fung and John Dancy.
James Fung is your brother-in-law, correct?
He is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with his sister when I was 16.
Wow.
We went out for the summer of 1983. And because I was such a rebel and a late nighter, and most of the time she'd come home from school and I was sleeping. So one day she's said, I can't see you anymore. And because she had a strict stepfather and she couldn't do what I was doing, So it didn't, it was a short-lived romance at the time. And, I missed it. And throughout the years, I kept in touch with James. And, we can get into that a little later. But, yeah, she was
No, we're getting into it right now. These are your kids with her, right?
The youngest one is with
the
her.
youngest one. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you're a breeder.
my older son John, he was born when I was living upstate, and my life was actually in some good order there.
Okay.
I was thankfully I didn't have kids when I was in the trenches, in the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really life-changing experience to have a child.
I understand, man. I hear you.
Parents out there, I'm sure you don't know what to expect, and then it's more than you expected in a good way.
Absolutely. I want to mention, I have this in my notes, and Chucky mentions this as well. So you took guitar lessons at DeBell's Music in Astoria?
Yes, I did for a year, and I still have.
Come on now.
I still have my composition books from when I was learning how to play.
Wow.
I keep them in here because I also had cats. I also had cats that fucking peed on these fucking things. But here's the back. Here's the back of it.
Look at that.
These were all my favorite bands.
Wait, hold on.
Minor Threat, JFA,
Minor Threat, JFA, Urban Waste, Void, Cause for Alarm, Major Conflict. Wow. That's awesome. Bad Brains. Oh, what's on the back? Let me see.
That's the front.
That's the front. Punk.
Yeah.
And I like the phone number in the corner.
So this is what I got from my music teacher, right? Shit like that.
Sure, why not?
And once I learned that, he said, go home and write a song now.
Wow.
And that's my first song I ever wrote was with the open D chord. It was Mutiny, and I just ran that shit right up the fretboard. And that was the first song there.
So Urban Waste comes together. Tell me who was in the band. What was the impetus for it coming together?
I think Dancy and Billy Phillips was the first singer for Urban Waste. I think they were talking because they were classmates. They were schoolmates. They went to school together in Long Island City High School.
Oh, look who's checking in. Joe Bruno. What's up, Joe?
Joe Bruno. Love you, man.
Is Joe Bruno a Ravenswood? Is a Ravenswood guy too?
No, no, Astoria.
Astoria. Okay.
Me, Joe Bruno, and Jimmy G lived like a few blocks from each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Bruno, what's up, man? Good to. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Give us the origin of Urban Waste.
The origin of Urban. Good seeing you, Joe. You gotta hang out sometime, man. maybe in May, come down to Tompkins Square Park.
Yeah, man.
But okay, yeah. Billy
So,
and
so
Jack
Billy,
Manson,
who was the original bass player?
that would be Freddie Watt.
Who ended up, you guys sort of walked in on him and he was having a little bit of a drug kind of problem, and we were all young, man, and you took one look at the magnitude of the drugs that he was doing and how he was administering them, and you said, yeah,
He played a great show that night, though.
Even all banged up on dope, huh?
It's because we were so young. I was 14 going on 15.
Yeah.
When I played my first show, and let's see, 82. Yeah, I just turned 15, and it's like we went to go pick our bassist up to play a show, and it wasn't, it was like it was a shocking moment for me,
That stuff was scary back then, man.
We weren't into that. It wasn't that, we didn't want him as a bass player. We just didn't want that element around us at the moment. But yeah, Freddie was the original bassist, and Billy wrote most of the lyrics on the 82 EP. I don't know how many people know that. Even Kenny singing the lyrics, Billy wrote the lyric. Kenny singing and Billy wrote like half the songs on there. Reject and
Reject,
Skank, Wasted Life are written by Billy.
Right.
Yeah.
And Billy Billy was singing.
Yeah, Billy. The most Billy did with us, we have a demo out there with Military Abuse and Mutiny.
Right.
Which is on our Reverb Nation page or a Bandcamp page.
I'm looking for this old photos that you sent me of Urban Waste. Is this? Oh yeah, here's Billy right here. Damn, bro, you look like you're friggin' 9 years old in this picture. Here you go. Boom. Right?
That might be our first show. Although
right.
I look a little more like I'm into it, so it might be our second show. The first show, I had more fright than you can imagine. And that's Polly Gibson in the background.
I was gonna say, Polly grew up, with us up in the Bronx. Polly is my brother's age, and Polly grew up. We went to junior high school 141 together up in the Bronx. Me and my brother and Polly and Kyoko Lowe and that whole crew. So, was your first show Urban Waste? Where was that?
The first show was at the A7 in February of 1982.
Wow.
Yep.
Now,
then we played there 2 weeks later. Then we played there 3 weeks after that, and then 2 weeks after that, and it became our like regular place to play.
When I think of those really early A7 days, Urban Waste, comes to mind. You guys be friggin' playing there all the time, man. And here's a flyer from the last show. This is a flyer that I posted it for Jimmy G, but this was like a typical night at the A7. The date on this is, I'll tell you, what is the date? It's 80. I think this is, hold on, let me just tell you.
I think it's 82.
No, it's actually January, February, March, April 22nd, 83.
Oh.
A little bit later, but a great flyer made by Jimmy G. And I love it. I love it because it's Strange Murphy's Law, Wow Urban Waste, Boss Headlickers, Crucial Frontline, and The Great Antidote. How's that?
That was a good one. You
know what? Speaking of The Great Antidote, and they were great back then. I want to bring a friend on who remembers those days and was a big part. I'm talking the original singer for Antidote. He sings on "Thou Shalt Not Kill," Mr. Louis Rivera. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's happening, Johnny? Johnny, Drew, how are you? Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry we're doing the Hollywood Squares right now, but
long time no see, Louis.
Get together soon, don't worry. And me and Johnny have been getting together on the weekends. Not as often as we'd like to, but occasionally. Past couple of weekends we've been getting together.
Hey, tell us a little bit, Louis, about the early A7 days and kind of like the feeling there? Because I know you were in there all the time. Set the table a little bit with the early A7.
Well, I'm glad you put up that flyer because I tell you what, man, if do it yourself says it all, that flyer pretty much says it all when it comes to do it yourself back then. It's on like a paper that was like a composition paper, like, school paper. Kids would use like yellow too, or white. I think it was white. It might have, because of the years, it might have turned yellow. But, hey man, that was like a special place in a sense because it was like a place where we could all gather together. It was like our little safe haven almost, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Really, really was because, it was the Lower East Side. It was freaking 4 or 5 in the morning too, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, here's another shot. This is Billy singing for an early version of Urban Waste, right, Johnny?
No, that would be Major Conflict he's singing with there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
All right, we'll circle back to that.
But like, hey man, like you said, Drew, man, when I think about, bands that played in that room during that period, I pull up Urban Waste with Billy and the singer that followed him, which was Kenny, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, for sure. Is this an Urban Waste shot, Johnny?
Nope, you're still in Major Conflict there.
Jesus Christ, man. Come on, man. Are you with me? All right. So you know what? Let's get jiggy with it. Let's jump.
Look at that chest on me. Jeez.
I like the white. I like the white. It's not a wife beater. It's like a old school Hanes. Like
that just didn't fucking fit anymore.
A V-neck too. Like.
Hey, let's talk about this a minute. I mean, this is absolutely one of the pillars of early New York hardcore, of course, along with Thou Shalt Not Kill that you sing on, Louis. Tell us a little bit about the making of this record, Johnny.
Okay. The making of it?
Yeah, like how did this come about?
Well, the first we really had songs before we had the name for the band. And, I'll talk about that for a minute because, I want to, it's always interesting to see how a band gets their name. And I remember it was like, we had the band in the room and we had Doug Holland from Kraut was there hanging out with us. And we were just like coming up with names, like just different words. We had like, like garbage and waste and, sewers and, Empire State, we just had a whole page full of different names. And out of nowhere, Doug Holland looks at the page for like 5 seconds. He goes, Urban Waste. He found the urban and he found the waste on the page and he put them together. He goes, nice. You might as well call yourselves Urban Waste because you're a bunch of waste anyway.
That's great.
But at the moment we had just started, we thought we were still thinking about it. It wasn't solid. And then like the next day we decided like that sounds great, man. So we went to Doug's house and we told him we're going to use Urban Waste and, happy word. We thanked him, like, helping us, whatever. And, because he was doing a lot. He was really proactive in the early 80s with A7 and Kraut and,
Well, Doug was the bartender. Doug was the bartender at A7, right? And Jimmy was the DJ, and Ray ran the door, right?
Yeah, I remember Jimmy and Doug and Ray running the door. I don't remember the bar at all because I didn't go over to that side of the A7. I either went to the bathroom, which was straight in when you went in, or I went into the music room where everyone hangs out now. And
Dave from the A7 sold that really bad Coke that tasted like you were snorting fiberglass.
I wasn't into that then. I was still, I was drug free. I was drug free.
Ow!
I'd like to thank my friends on the streets of Avenue A and 7th Street for introducing me to marijuana.
Now this was. Do I have? Yeah, this. Yeah, I don't have a great shot of this, but yeah, this will do. Yeah, I think this will be okay. this was put out on Mob Style Records, right?
Yes, Jack was a big part of this release, and he was pushing us to get it done because he wanted to get it out before the end of the year. And this was a December 1982 release
on Mob Style Records.
Mob Style Records, yep.
Yeah,
we recorded at Power Play Studios, I think, and he took the masters from there, and he had it printed, pressed, and distributed. He had some great distribution. He had like Important Records, Dutch East India, and there's one more that I can't think of. Louis, who is
Bonaparte. We had Dutch East, Bonaparte, and Rough Trade back then, man. Those were the
Rough
three.
Trade, that's what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah, Rough Trade.
But getting music out back in the early '80s was not as easy as trying to do it today. You just like left click a couple times and you're published to the world. Is
this Major Conflict or Urban Waste?
That's Freddie on bass. That looks like that could be like one of our first shows.
Is he playing that flying V bass?
And this one he is.
That fucking thing is so gangster.
Did I send you another picture with that bass? I think that's Jimmy G on the bottom there.
Yeah, that's sure is. That is Jimmy right there. That's his head. That's the top of it.
Hey, how many of the original 7 inches did you print?
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Kind of like us, like when one of the big reasons I'm glad you really mentioned Mob Style Records. One of the main reasons we were in this kind of not really mad dash, but kind of like in this hurry to like put the Antidote record out and get it together was because the Mob had like their single out, Upset the System, and which is another epic 45 in the New York hardcore. Yeah, there you go, test pressing, man. That's gold right there.
Yo, that's the test pressing for Urban Waste.
Urban Waste. That's the Urban Waste.
Well, listen, if you got trouble paying the rent, man, just put that on eBay.
There you go. But, the point I'm trying to make here, man, is like, if it wasn't for people like Jerry Williams, too, I know he didn't help them with them, but with their record, but I know that he helped them with the Mob first single, too. So, and he helped us immensely with our EP.
Well, we've said this before, Louis, about the unsung hero of early New York hardcore, Jerry Williams, a.k.a. J.W. He was a saint. He was a kind soul. He was really.
If there's somebody I miss in this community, it is definitely
Jerry Williams was like that laid back country dude, like who was like planted in the middle of the city, and he was so
he was from Virginia.
He was being friendly and
right. He was from Virginia, right? Like Carolina, North Carolina, right?
Wait, I'm looking for the great Jerry Williams photo.
Don't forget, the first band he came up with Scotty.
Cigarettes, right?
Remember Scotty, the guy who helped him at 171, was the cigarettes, right? I believe it was the cigarettes.
Yeah,
right. The cigarettes, right?
Oh, I'm looking for a great Jerry Williams shot. Hold on.
The van that the Bad Brains used on their first East Coast tour was that van was Jerry Williams' van.
I want to give a shout out.
That was the one that was parked outside 171 Avenue Way all the time, man.
Go ahead, Johnny. Shout out.
Go ahead.
Mike Mace, our original bassist who practiced with us and learned some songs before we got Freddie. So, he was like an unofficial member before Freddie joined the band.
Hey, Louis.
I'm going to try not to leave any members out.
Louis, I got another great shot here.
And Drew, before I forget, man, I can't thank you enough and everybody else that's still putting a little effort and keeping this community alive. I don't know if it could be done, man, but I know you have a camera. If a documentary deserves to be done, it needs to be done on Jerry Williams. And I don't think anybody on this panel will argue with me or even in this community.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hold on. Before you go, Louis, I want to put this up here. This is a shot that I took this motherfucker in 1981 at the Peppermint Lounge at a Bab Brain show, and there you are with your tam on. There you are with your tam on, next to Daryl's amp. But this was 1981, bro.
Dude, you see that shirt that I have on? It's a little blurry, but that says Snyder High School on it. That's not the high school that I went to, but that high school is in Jersey City, man. Snyder High School, right on, man.
Right on. Hey, Louie, I want to thank you for stopping by, man. And
thank you for inviting me, Johnny, man. Good luck with everything you're doing, and I will see you in that date here shortly in the park, man. Love you guys, man.
Take care, Louie. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Louie.
Right.
Good seeing you, man.
Well, there you go. Louie Rivera, the iconic singer on Thou Shalt Not Kill, a record that changed my life. So
does that show up? Does that my little avatar show up there with Dee Dee?
Yeah, and you're just sort of like pulsating. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a proud picture I came across like about a year ago. It was like,
who's that?
Dee Dee Ramone.
Ah, okay.
It's Dee Dee Ramone during
with the Urban Waste
wearing
shirt.
an Urban Waste shirt.
Here's an early flyer.
Crazy.
Urban Waste must have made this flyer, right? You guys must have made this one.
That looks like a Kenny flyer. Yeah.
Because back then, whoever made the flyer put their band on,
I tried making a flyer twice and I major fails both times. So, it wasn't my forte to make flyers.
That's crazy. Man.
I was still learning how to play guitar. That was my art.
That's awesome. So the 7-inch comes out and you guys have a nice run there. Like I said, that 7-inch is one of the absolute pillars of early New York hardcore. It's like Urban Waste, The Abused 7-inch, Antidote, Agnostic Front, right?
Yeah.
Cause for Alarm. Who am I forgetting?
At the time, we weren't thinking, this is all that, and like a lot of bands. It's still going on. You get together, you put a record out, and then life goes on. All of a sudden, you don't have a band anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And little did I know that all those years that Urban Waste was up on the shelf, people were sharing it either on tape cassette or copying the vinyl, and we had a few releases with Big City out there in '87. I think they re-released it, and we pretty much everyone started doing their own thing. Like I moved upstate, Kenny moved to Florida.
Let me ask you this. We played this show together when I was in the High and the Mighty, and I think I've asked you this. The date on this is December 23rd, '84. I guess this must have been one of the last Urban Waste shows, huh?
It must have been, yeah. At CBGB's? Yeah.
Yeah.
In '84? Wow. Yeah, because I don't remember going through this. I don't remember getting through '84 with the band. That had to be like.
Maybe it was a major conflict show.
No, Urban Waste probably played unless we broke up and the flyer just had us on it.
Yeah, I can't say I remember the day. I don't. I did make the flyer.
It could be. That could have been like the day we played CB, because after one of our CB shows, that's when Kenny and Andy gave us their notice that they were leaving the band. Kenny said he's going to go do something else, and he ended up playing bass with the Mob for a while before he moved to Florida to work, help out his dad build a house. And Andy, he went to culinary school and became a chef.
Now, Andy passed away, correct?
And he passed away, I think it was 2001. If Wendy Eager's in here, she would know the year.
Right.
But it was sad to hear that, because we were in the process of trying to get the band back together at that time. That's when I found people. That's like around 2001, I guess, when people started sharing music on the internet.
Right.
Aimster and Napster and all that stuff.
Yeah.
and that's when I was upstate, doing my, when I was raising my son, who was 2 years old at the time.
You went upstate when? In
In
1990?
Yep. And in 1999, my son was born, and early 2000s, that's when the internet started becoming more, commercial for the, a lot of people were getting into file sharing, and that's where I found out people were still listening to us, and I was like, wow, someone actually remembers us.
Well, I know we're poking around here, but that's what we do on the show. But the same thing happened with us, is that we were like, wow, once the internet started going. And I know we both played this A7 reunion show in 2008, and here's a shot of you, Kenny, and John Dancy from 2008, right?
That was when we picked Kenny up from the airport, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was living in Florida still, and me and Dancy grabbed him up, and started getting back into playing.
Who played bass for the reunion in 2008?
Phil Kinkle. We found Phil Kinkle on Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah, the funny thing is we found Freddie Watt in a classified ad in the early 80s. So we kept finding bass players through the classifieds.
That's awesome, man.
And he was good. But him and Dancy were both strong-headed, so they kind of bumped heads and it didn't work out.
Yeah, that happens, right?
Yeah. Yep. And then we got after that, I think we got Tony Rickey, one of my good friends from upstate. He played bass with us for a while. You had
that, what's his name? That big dude, Sonny?
Sonny. We also had this guy, Drew Stone. He came in and
stop it.
Practiced with us once. We were gonna try and get some stuff going, and that didn't work out. But we did get to share the stage together with the KWE.
We did. We had some fun with that. Raul, what's happening, Raul Hevesy? Didn't Paul Cripple play bass for a bit?
Yeah, in 2009, he played a few shows with us.
Nice.
That was fun. He wrote one of our songs, too, that's on the Recycled album, is Eat Cake.
That's awesome. Hey, man, I got to shout out a couple of sponsors and do a couple things, and I'll bring you back in a couple of minutes, and we will continue on our quest.
I'm going to eat my cheese
sandwich. Yeah, tell me we talked about that. What is that?
This is what our public school students are getting in New York City.
That shit looks good to me, man.
I'm going to eat it. I'm going to suffer along with them.
That looks good, bro. It's like that looks like what they give you in, like, if you get locked up, but it looks good.
I think they give you a little better in lockup, from what I remember.
All right. Take a couple bites of your sandwich. I'll see you in a bit. What's happening, boys and girls? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and our guest today is Johnny Waste from Urban Waste. We're having a good time. Feel good about today's show. We're sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, The Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore Fan Page, Chacho's Tacos, and I want to introduce you to a friend of ours. This is Devin Casavant from DTFM in Fargo, North Dakota. What's up, bro?
It is, it's going good, man.
What's the weather like in Fargo, bro?
It's actually nice for a change. It's not all slushy and gross or like covered in snow. We have sunlight, which is amazing.
Tell us a little bit about DTFM and what you're doing.
Well, it all kind of came from the idea of put up or shut up, because I wanted a record store that was kind of like, there used to be this record store back in my hometown in Winnipeg called The Basement. And The Basement had punk, hardcore, spoken word records, you name it, all the really hard to find stuff. Like I bought my first Fugazi record there. And I wanted to recreate that store because it got turned into like a Barnes and Noble or something.
Uh-huh.
And instead of just talking about it, I was getting really fed up with my job. I was getting really stressed. My doctor flat out told me, you got to do something else or you're going to die from high blood pressure. And I just decided I'm doing this. I am doing this, and I have gotten nothing but compliments on it. People have compared it to Extreme Noise in Minneapolis. record stores in like Long Island and stuff like that. And it's just such a huge compliment to hear people come in or people order. Like one guy dropped a G in records.
That's awesome. Does Lenny from Crazy Eddie wants to know, does Fargo have a scene?
It does have a scene. It kind of ebbs and flows. Like for a while it was punk, but the punk scene was really exclusionary, which I didn't fit in because I was really like, I fit in more back in my hometown in Winnipeg because it was more hardcore.
What do you mean exclusionary? Like we're punks and you're hardcore guys and you're oi guys and you're metal guys, like that?
Exactly like that. The kids wouldn't sit at each other's tables. And now it's a little more melded together, especially now that hardcore is starting to really blossom again.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, people are friggin' retarded for the most part.
I agree with that. And it's just that whole idea of, oh, you've got this shirt. And come on, man, just enjoy the music. Trade tapes. I mean, that's what we used to do. Trade tapes. We'd make a tape. You're going to like this. You're going to like this. You're going to like this. Then we'd all go to the record store and it'd be like a trip to the candy store.
Well, first and foremost, what I know about you is you're just a music lover, like a lot of us here, you know?
That is the truth. I mean, you know about my radio station. In fact, you were the one who sent me a request. I don't know if you remember this, but to review your film. And I was like,
that right?
Yes. And I was like super shocked because I had never reviewed a film before. But
I remember that. Yeah.
Me and my friends actually had like a movie day and we watched it and we agreed like yours was one of the best documentary films out there. Well, my copy is right now at my friend Scotch's house.
Well, that's sort of what that film was. The ethos of it was, you know, it's a DIY film, and I wanted to get it out there on like a real DIY level, you know.
I actually got a funny story about that movie. I got to
about the New York Hardcore Chronicles film.
Yes, I got to meet Luke Kohler some years back. I wrote an article about it, but when I met him and I mentioned you and I mentioned the New York Hardcore Chronicles, he like instantly jumped up and went, "You got to watch. Who the fuck is that guy?"
Oh man,
and he was just like, "You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it."
He's a good dude, Lou from Sick of It All. Matt Gray, the drummer in Antidote NYHC says, "Yo, I played West End Cultural Center."
I've never been to a show at West End Cultural Center, but they've had.
Is that a place?
It is a place. I don't know if they still do shows there. Right now, the major.
Who'd you play there with, Matt? Bigwig? I know it was an Antidote. All right, cool. Hey, man, listen, I wish you all the best, and I want to thank you for being a sponsor for the show because it's guys like you that really enable this show to happen. So we'll talk soon, and hopefully, you know, I'll see you out in Fargo.
Hell yeah, man. Love to see you out here. Love this show.
Do you want to shout anybody out on the way?
I do. I want to shout out the guys at Chacho's Tacos because I'm sure they're responsible for my sales in Corpus Christi. My buddy Mike in Ohio, all my friends in Fargo, and all my friends back in Canada because all my childhood friends have moved all over the place.
All right, Devin. I'll talk to you soon.
Later, dude.
Thank you. Well, there you go. DTFM Vinyl Distro. See, every show we try to bring on a sponsor for a moment here or there. I want to mention another show that's coming up. I mentioned this. It's a big banger right here. You know, really excited about this one. You saw him in Bad Religion. You saw him in Minor Threat. You saw him in Dag Nasty and many other bands. Sunday, April 25th, Brian Baker is going to be on the show. And we're going to talk about a lot of cool shit with him. So, and Junkyard. Brian Baker was in Junkyard. I love that band, Junkyard. I did, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Friggin' love that band. And speaking of Junkyard, another band, much like Junkyard from that era that we loved, and I'm speaking for myself and Bob Riley, is Circus of Power. Alex Mitchell's coming on the show Wednesday, April 21st. Alex Mitchell, and of course, he was in the A7 band Crucial Truth, which actually there's a great tie-in here. And when we get our guests back on, I got a great flyer from Crucial Truth and Urban Waste. Where is that? One last show that's coming up. Sunday, April 18th. The one, the only, from Canarsie, Brooklyn. Pick it up, Deluxe. Danny Schuler from Biohazard coming on the show. Check out, see the flyer? See the picture on the bottom right of the flyer? That's me and Danny at the Louvre, outside the Louvre in Paris. And we'll talk about this when he's on the show because it's interesting. And that when I first went on tour with Biohazard in the early 90s, I remember Danny telling me, like, you know, I don't want to just show up in these places and sleep all day in the bus and then go in the venue and play the show and then come back out onto the bus. Every city we go to, I want to get out and do something and see. Who knows if I'm ever going to be through here again. And Danny would go out. The bus would pull in the morning. Everybody else, he would get up and go out. So I would go out with him a lot. And one day when we pulled into Paris, we said, yo, we got to go to the Louvre. So that's the Louvre story. Yeah, nothing but junkyard questions. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Love to talk to you about minor threat, Brian Baker, but who cares? Let's just talk about junkyard. Am I out of sync? Is that right? Am I in sync or out of sync? Yeah, there you go. Hey, I know I'm preaching to the converted here, but there is a Patreon page. There is, that's our community with the community. Every other Wednesday, when we don't do a show, like next Wednesday, I'll be posting a Patreon-only show and putting up all kinds of never-before-seen footage. And by the way, I just posted some never-before-seen Misfits footage on my Patreon page with Mike Hideous singing. Did you know that Mike Hideous sang for the Misfits for a couple of shows? Well, I posted some footage on the Patreon page. Join Patreon and support this show. Don't be a lurker. You cannot lurk in the shadows forever. Come join Patreon. Join us. That said, I think I covered. Oh, you know what? I want to shout out a couple of my patrons. Volt BMX London, Cano X Chicano, Al Baril from SSD Control. Honored to have you as a patron. Michael Kent, Debo DePro. Also, want to shout out, there's a PayPal address there if you want to make a donation to the show. Raymond Hogan and Mark Tulch from Canada. Thank you so much. That's right, Sid the Kid. Stop lurking. That said, yeah, go look at what are you doing, Kevin? Go check out the Misfits footage I just posted. Some cool stuff. Want to shout out Robert Hogg in Scotland, who just got out of the hospital dealing with this COVID thing. Glad you're home. We appreciate your support. Hope you're well. First lice show, I forgot. Not sure what that means. That said, let me entertain you. Let me see. I think I covered everything, right? Let's bring our guest back on. What's up, bro?
Still here. Just checking to see if Sid was coming on the show.
No, Sid comes on Sundays.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, miss you, brother, man.
Wait, he's supporting.
When
Am I coming on the show today, Drew? You want to come on, Sid? Let me. You know what? Here, I'll send Sid the link. Hold
Bring
on.
him on.
Come on, Sid. Come on, Sid. Come on the show and clog things up and talk about a bunch of bullshit. Hold on. Let me. Here we go. Sidney Ramirez. Here's the link. I'm sending it to you on Facebook. Don't come on the show and talk a bunch of bullshit, dude. So that said,
I'll ask him some questions.
let's be right. Let me see. What do I got next? Major conflict. Let's talk about major conflict a little bit. How did that come to be? Why did that come to be?
That's Ditto. Ditto started major conflict with Billy Phillips. Billy Phillips was in and out of bands, and when he left Urban Waste, he came back. He got back into it after we already had our record out, and he started playing with Ditto. So they formed Major Conflict.
Right.
And John Dancy was playing drums with them, and they wanted to get a second guitarist in the band. So that's when Dancy asked me if I wanted, come play with Major Conflict. I was like, fuck yeah. So
and Ditto, of course, being an Astoria, Queens guy, right?
yeah, Dip Mars, baby.
Did Mars represent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Major Conflict got this 7-inch out, man. I mean, that was a feat in itself back then, right?
But that was a fun recording we did. I remember, we fought a lot, but the actual recording was, we were all pleased with,
And how many of these got printed?
I think 1,000 of those too, but we got shorted on the record sleeves. I think there were only like 700 record sleeves at the time, and Dancy had a batch of records, and he was so mad that we didn't have the covers for him. He went outside and he threw them in a garbage pail out in the street.
Ooh.
And I don't remember where I was coming home from, but I remember coming home and I'm seeing all these records all over the street, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I picked them up. I saw it was the Major Conflict record.
Oh.
There were like 3 boxes in the garbage pail. I took them all out. I brought them all back in the house, and he was pissed. He didn't really want anything to do with the ones that had no covers on them. He said they're a waste. But he wasn't thinking rationally about, well, order more. So they sat, and he took them back and he kept them in his house. And when we got back together in 2008, he brought them all over to my house, and we kept them here. He also had the original reel that the master that we recorded the 8-inch, the 7-inch on. So I still have that in our possession. So we still have a lot of this stuff from the record. And
didn't that Major Conflict 1983?
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
That was the next year.
Yeah. So here's Ditto playing his Les Paul, Billy Phillips singing, and that's Nick Carr playing bass, right?
Yep.
We play. Nick Carr lives where? In Europe now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We played
to France.
Yeah, Antidote. We played the Iperfest in Belgium, and this guy came up to us and introduced himself to us and said he was the bass player in Urban Wasteland and Major Conflict, and he was unrecognizable at the time to me. I was like, huh? And he traveled to he came to see us play. Now, Nick Carr got the nickname Carr because he was the only one of you guys who owned a car, right?
Yep, you took the story right out of my head. He had a I don't know what it was, a bubble car. I don't know if it was a Yugo or something. It might have been a Yugo.
That's
but it was just like this little bubble car, and we used to all pile into it like a bunch of fucking clowns. And when we got to downtown, we would all fall out of it like a bunch of clowns, and then we would clown around all night.
You know what you got to do, bro? You sent this to me. You got to get a scanner, bro. You got to scan these things.
I think I have them scanned. My hard drive has got a lot of stuff.
You got to make high quality. This is important. This is important Americana, Here's a great shot of original urban, not original Urban Waste singer, but of Kenny Aarons, who sang on the 7-inch, who passed away a couple years ago, sadly. Kenny was a great front man,
Yeah, and a good-looking guy.
Yeah, that helps. Yep.
I think people used to say we were like the cutest band in hardcore because we had Andy, John Dancy, and Henny. Me, I was a little kid. I was like the baby in the band. But it was like we didn't come off like we didn't have that rough exterior. We didn't we all had we were troubled times. We all had like broken families, and we all wanted to do our own thing. So but
I love this one, bro. This is a couple years ago. You guys are playing a show. I guess he got his chin busted open. I love he's rocking the Antidote Thou Shalt Not Kill shirt.
Yeah,
with his chin busted. You're ripping it behind him.
I didn't love that at all. He jumped into a fight that he had no business even jumping into. He came out of the bathroom and saw 2 people going at it, so he dove into it, and he busted his chin on the corner of the pool table that they had covered. They cover the pool table with plywood.
Oh,
that's a corner of plywood, right? That bedded in his chin there.
Oh, man, no
And
good.
then he sang the whole set, and he by the end of the show, that shirt was all red, completely drenched in blood.
So you, like me, the 2008 A7 reunion show at the Knitting Factory, which was put on by Brian Swarsky and
Wendy Eager.
Thank you, Wendy Eager from Guillotine Fanzine. That was really that's the first time Antidote played after 16 years, and that's the first time you played for a couple years. But didn't you guys do that CBGB's thing in 2002?
Yes, we did.
Tell me about that.
We got invited to play there, and it was the main reason for playing it. We were meeting up with Dan Skieber at the time. He might have been responsible for setting that show up. I'm not sure, but we played with Down Low. I think Eyes of Hate was on that one,
right?
Or I Hate God. I don't remember. Quite a few bands, good bands that we didn't even hear of at the time. So, and we played. It was a great show. We had me and Dancy as the original members, and we had Tony Rickey, that was one of my friends from the Catskills, on bass, and we had Zach Stow was he was like my non-adopted son.
Mm.
We had a good relationship. I knew his family, and he came to live with me for a while. So during that time, that's when we got the band back together. And I says, why don't you try singing with us? Just to come up there and do it. We couldn't find Kenny, and that's around when I found out that Andy had died.
And I can relate. I actually lived up in Vermont for a couple of years. I was at, there was that sort of like a couple of us old timers kind of, roamed the wasteland for a couple of years there before the orbit pulled us back in.
It sure did, and I've met so many people, like, when I got back into it, all the bands that have been keeping it going and, knew of us, and, the old school, like, the old school era was, it was just like, I wanted to just get back out there and kind of like give back to everyone that was keeping it going, just because I missed it. I never wanted the band to split up. It wasn't, I didn't see it coming, and we jumped right into major conflict without trying to regroup Urban Waste. But, everything for a reason. We're here now.
And at a certain point, Kenny moves down to Florida and moves on, and you bring Josh in to sing. You get some youthful vitality in the band, and you guys have been running hard at it ever since. You put out, you did Recycle. Tell us about Josh joining the band and sort of the resurgence of the band.
Well, Recycle was still Kenny and John Dancy. We did that in 2010.
Right.
That was on Rebel Sound Records.
With Paul Kostabi, right?
With Paul Kostabi, yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And that's when we were doing shows, and that's when I met Josh in 2010, and he started coming around to the shows. And I remember we had something. We didn't have an official show book, but we played at Candy's Pub out in Long Island.
Candy's?
Candy's Pub, yeah. It was just a little bar on Long Island in a shopping strip, a little fucking outlet. And Josh, we didn't have Kenny, so I said, if anyone knows the lyrics, wants to come up and sing with us, feel free. And Josh came up and he started singing songs off the Recycled album, which was only out for a few months. So I had no idea how he knew these lyrics, being that the record had just come out. And we became instant friends after that. We hooked up, and he started coming to the rehearsals, and we used to play a great little club called the Hilltap. And
what's that place out in Shirley, man? Way out in Shirley that I remember.
Sinclair's?
Oh, yeah. Way the fuck out there, man. Good Lord.
No, that was you're thinking
of. No, Josh would know. What's the name? The place
the Riff.
out.
The Riff? I think it's the Riff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was where the summer barbecue fest that Howie
That was Shirley? Maybe I got it mixed up. I don't think that. Maybe you're right. I don't know. No, Shirley's is Candy's pub, Josh says. West Babylon is Sinclair's.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, got it. Hey, you know who wants to say hi? This guy right here.
What's up, Sid?
All right.
Love you, man.
What's going on, Drew? What's going on, Johnny?
What shirt are you wearing?
Good to see you.
What do you got there?
Hey, relaxing. It's a gloomy day, but you know what? Drew, thank you for even doing the show today. It's fun to see Johnny even talking about some of the stuff that none of us knew going back 35 plus freaking years. You know, it's definitely a show to be had.
Well, it's that kind of a show today. It's like a Wednesday. It's like not stress, and we're digging deep. We're digging deep today.
Well,
you know,
Sid, man, I appreciate you because you're a staple in the scene. You know, probably since shortly after I moved upstate, I think you were probably being introduced to all of it. And
I mean, my cousin was there in the early 87 days and seen Drew play, seen Louie, seen you. He brought home that 7-inch, and honestly, prior maybe to United Blood, and even I'm trying to remember one other record, probably one of the first Black Sabbath records. I mean, this is like the hardest fucking thing I've ever heard. I was like, holy shit, is it just straight like noise in my face? It's like no pausing. It just goes. And I was asking my cousin about it, and of course, around the time I started going to shows, Major Conflict. I believe Major Conflict, I think, broke up around late '85, give or take. Yeah. So basically, I missed the boat twice on you guys. But
we played with Major Conflict. I got it somewhere. We played with Major Conflict, and Ditto was singing, right? Playing guitar and singing, right?
Yeah, he became, after Billy, because Billy left Major Conflict too. That's when he left the scene pretty much for good, and Ditto took over double duty.
You guys pretty much blew us off the stage with Ditto. Ditto singing and playing guitar was fucking serious, man.
One of my most memorable shows with Major Conflict was when we played the Rock Hotel on Jane Street, and we opened up for the UK Subs.
Sure.
Wow, that would be a show I would killed to have seen back then. But my one memory with Johnny actually is this show. Actually, I wanted to talk about it really quick. It's the American Dream Died record release show that the Mob and Urban Waves. I mean, that's a lineup right there.
Where was that?
Barry Electric. Cousin Joe and Freddie put this together too at Barry Electric.
There's also that one that we did, Johnny. I got it up here. The Agnostic Front, 25 Years of Victim in Pain.
At the Bell House.
At the Bell House. That was that show.
This show and the Bell House show, those two were fucking nuts. I mean, and obviously within the last few years, people were able to be at these shows.
I remember that show too. I remember we played with that lineup. That was the fastest set we've ever played. Like, we played the songs faster than we had been playing them, which I was loving.
Look at this lineup: Agnostic Front, Antidote, Urban Waste, Ultraviolence, and Sexual Suicide. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's a lineup to be had. Just looking at that, and that was what Drew. That was 2012.
I don't know.
Yikes! Oh no, 2010.
Let's get Ratbones. Let's get Ratbones' take on this. Hold on.
Yeah, Mr. Ratbones.
Bell House show was
off the hook, right?
I can't say though, and it's on film. One of the clips that Howie Abrams filmed, it was actually during United and Strong. You jumped off the stage. I went farther than you. And come on, for the record, people, if you've seen him jump, no one goes past him.
It can be done.
Nobody could go past Ratbones. I did that night. That's my one claim to glory that night. It's like I over Ratbones when I jumped.
So I was nuts that night, but I was still going off. I think I almost jumped on my girlfriend and Mike that night. Like right when they walked in the door, they came to the stage. AF was going off,
you jumped, Ratbones. You jumped and landed on everybody that night.
Well, that's what I do.
Ratbones.
Did you get the kids some McDonald's, bro?
We absolutely did. Not all the time because it's like yoga mat, that food, but once in a while, whatever.
Well, I know you live right across the street from the joint, so it's always right there, right? That's
He
tough.
wants to show us
Fries
on the
now,
thing.
can't you?
Boy, we got.
He's just like
Hey, what? Let me see. What did you get, bro?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
all the kids love that movie right now.
What is it?
Maya the
It's a
Dragon.
dragon.
It's on.
Yep, Disney movie.
Yeah.
Sure, I mean, there's a movie theater near your house. You should know what that is, or at least know what the.
Yeah, because God knows God knows that now that my kid's 20 years old, I'm really up to date, on all these friggin' movies. When my
Where's
kid,
my niece? Is my niece Jillian in here? Jillian, you out there?
Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, keep talking. I'm just seeing if my niece is out there.
We had Luke on like rock and roll.
I tried to get my son to walk in on us, but he's upstairs playing Minecraft.
Now he.
all right, hey,
kids
Sid,
like-
hey, Rat Bones, let
But
me.
I love this shirt, Sid. I love that shirt, bro.
I know because it's a classic. That's why.
Crucifix. That was one of the first hand pokies I ever did, man. Very
There you
young.
go.
And then
What's
look,
that called? The hand pokey?
yeah, hand poke tattoo.
Hand poke.
Do it
Hand
yourself.
poke tattoo.
That was one of my first tats.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let me get back to our friggin' guest. He's
I
starting
love
to
Johnny. Let us say hi to Johnny, man. You're always shutting us down, man. Let us say hi to our boy, man.
Guys, go ahead, talk. I'm just here to hang out and have fun.
Oh, we love you, Johnny. I'm loving the show today, man. A lot of rich history, and like you guys are the guys we looked up to, man. When I was a young kid, even though you guys say you might look cute, you were scary looking guys to us because the music really came across. There was fear in punk rock back then, different kind of vibe. So
It was
Listen,
definitely
wait,
raw,
wait,
man.
wait a
It was
second.
raw. It was from the heart, and it was, a lot of energy.
Listen,
It still is. It's the energy.
what was scary looking about Johnny Waste back in the day? Come on.
you want to hear? He was in a band that like all the guys had leather jackets. Someone might have had a knife in their pocket. You get hit with a broken bottle. Punk rock was like a really grittier, grimy thing.
Johnny might be small, but that guitar is like it's a battle axe, and you can beat the shit out of people if you wanted to with it.
My fluorescent poster.
I didn't forget what it's like, but I think as time goes on, it has literally been forgotten. Like when it was very truly scary thing to go to punk shows, man. It was off the hook.
Hey, let me ask you something about this, Johnny. Is that one of those? Is that an Urban Waste shirt with the letters? Like when you go to the place and get the letters ironed on it?
I ironed them on.
There you go, bro.
See that's real DIY right there.
I got the letters from Woolworths on Steinway Street in Astoria, which is no longer.
Please tell me you still have that shirt.
Nah, that's one of the things that went with with all my other stuff.
All right, hey Sid, Sid, hey Rat. Let me get down with Johnny. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Shout out to the Waste crew, Josh, everybody out there. We love you, motherfuckers, man.
Don't go nowhere. Look at this.
Remember this?
Wow, an OG shirt.
Wow, that's when I hand printed them.
2009.
Wow.
I got 2009. I got this from you, I think, or 2008.
That's very old. Originals. That's cool, man, John.
2009 when we played the Black and Blue Bowl. You had your merch thing set up there, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
I've been going.
I got
All
the
right,
other shirt.
Matt, I'll talk to you later.
We'll see you guys later. Get back at it, man. Love it. Love to all.
Sid, you
All
want
right,
to shout
one
anybody
last thing-
out?
One last thing. I want to say again, Johnny, that 7-inch to this day is still iconic. I mean, between something about the guitar that it's so tinny, and between that and John's drums, it just melds so well together with Kenny's vocals. It's like a blasting 7-inch straight up. And a lot of people do not give this 7-inch credit as much as you should, especially all these years later.
I don't know, man. A lot
You're
of
giving
people
it all the credit it needs right now, Sid, and I appreciate
But
that.
you made it like a valid point. Even in the late 80s and early 90s, before file sharing, like kids were trading tapes, bootlegging the 7-inch, because that thing, as Drew would say, it's timeless. Like it just goes on and never stops because people have so much interest in that record that people will still talk about it to this day.
Reject. They said I was a reject.
Exactly. All right, guys. Have a great show. And thank you again, Drew. Thank you again, Johnny.
Thank you, Sid. Awesome.
Well, there you go. Sid the Kid in the house. Hey, your singer brought up a good point, and I want to talk about this. let me find this.
What do you bring up? I didn't see it.
You better talk about the new shit. So I'm trying. I want to get. Oh, here you go, Johnny. You got a half hour to go. You better talk about some new stuff. So there you go, man. Talk about what's happening with urban waste these days, and what does the future hold?
The future holds we're having it's not the second annual because last year we got canceled. We're gonna have the Waste Crew party at Tompkins Square Park May 22nd.
Woo!
We don't have the lineup.
May 22nd.
May 22nd, Tompkins Square Park. It's Saturday.
There's a lot going on in Tompkins Square Park.
Bring an umbrella in case it rains, but wear a mask. Be safe, and it's going to be we're going to have local bands playing, and we're going to ask the same bands that we had last year to come back and play this year. We already got 1 or 2 confirmations, but we'll post the lineup as soon as we know, and we're gonna have a fun time, and hopefully, the world is ready to come out and join us, and in a safe way. You want to be there, come and hang out.
The date is May 22nd.
We'll probably try and stream it in some way or another because that seems to be the thing these days. We invite anyone to stream it on Facebook. So,
and the date is May 22nd.
May 22nd.
Well, we got some time, so hopefully things are opening up more and more. And hey, Star Chris says we in Germany love the Urban Waste 7-inch.
We love Germany. Thank you for sharing and supporting.
Hey, let's talk about gear a second. Greatest guitar tone. I know when we were doing the pre-show, when I think of you and your guitar setup, I think of that infamous combo amp that you dragged around for all those years. Now, you showed me something that's kind of off to your left there, a combo amp. What is that? Yeah. What is that?
That is that's an amp I played out of in the early 80s that Jack Flanagan kept in his property, and if you look on the side, I don't know if you can see it. Nobody messes with the mob. And on the back of the amp, the back splash plate, which I removed, has my name on it.
Nice.
And after Jack passed away, he was he did so much for Urban Waste, and he was a really great friend. I miss him dearly. I'm glad we got to share some fun times in the past few years before he got sick. But he had some possessions, and this was one of them. And Urban Waste had a show with Jim Murphy's Law out in Long Island, and at the show, Jimmy says, "Come around, I want to show you something in the van." He opens the doors, and there's this amp sitting there. He goes, "That's your amp. Take it home." And I hadn't seen it in years, so I'm pretty sure I played with it at A7 shows, CB shows. I don't think it's the amp I recorded on, though, but it's definitely a prized possession of mine to play on it.
It's like a lost child that came home, right?
It didn't have a great sound when I got it because it was sitting in the basement for so many years. But I had some work done on it at Pentatonic Guitars. They hooked it up and got it sounding good. Pentatonic Guitars out in Brooklyn, Williamsburg area. If you need any work done or used equipment, they'll hook you up.
Cool. And what do you play? You playing that Black Ibanez still? Is that your main guitar?
That is.
Oh, it's not black. It's purple.
It's blue.
It's blue. I'm sorry. Got it.
But yeah, it's
fantastic.
It's definitely
that thing's a workhorse, huh?
Definitely great for some hardcore punk music.
Hey, I just want to throw this in there that there is a Stigma live stream going on. Revive the Music is putting on. It's a benefit for Generation Records, and Stigma's playing. It's happening in 17 minutes on revivethemusic.org. Go check it out. Our friends Stigma and, of course, Larry the Hunter's in the band and Luke Rhoda. And, check that out, people. Generation Records benefit, Revive the Music. Revive the Music's putting on revivethemusic.org. I will mention it again in a little while. So that's it. Man, I've gone through a lot of photos today, man.
In case some people don't know, we on the Waste Crew EP that we put out 2015, that's another release of ours with Jimmy Duke on drums, Nonly on bass, Josh on vocals, me playing guitar. We had Vinny, he did a guitar track on one of the songs called Problems, which was written by Nonly. And actually, I don't play guitar on that song at all. It's all Vinny, and Vinny's doing background vocals on it.
Wow. And what's going on here, man?
There's Rat Bones like giving everyone the finger outside the window during our set.
Hey, Rat Bones, you out there?
Oh,
what's going on here, bro?
Well, a shame. I think I was just messing with everybody outside.
in the middle of the Urban Waste set.
Wrestler there.
What's that?
I look like Jimmy Fly Snuka about to come off the top rope. Like I'm not even doing nothing.
If you look at the top, it tells you who took the picture. That's right. A Steven Messina picture.
Oh, nice. See that? You guys are missing that, man. You got a lot of Rat Bones action you could be showing this.
Oh, you know what? I'm a knucklehead. The Stigma show's on Sunday.
I was about to say, man, that ain't now. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what day. I'm doing a fucking show. I keep thinking it's Sunday, you know?
I think in that picture, I was like giving everybody the double, like, haha, you're out there and we're in here. Like, that's what's going on there. You know?
Got it. All right, Rat.
When I try to go see Urban Waste, something goes wrong. Yeah, you're not the only one, man.
Hey, man.
We miss you, Gabriel.
Home with you guys, you know?
Rat, I'll see you in a bit. Hey, Johnny, let me do my last sponsor shout out, and let's come back and take some questions from around the world, okay?
Sounds great.
What's happening? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, The Texas Silver Rush, Chain, Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core, Fan Page, DTFM Vinyl Distro, and Chacho's Tacos. The Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, the mighty Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. And of course, first people to come on board and sponsor this show, still sponsors to this day, Debo the Pro, Lee Fairley, New York Hardcore Comics, opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo the Pro and Lee Fairley combined. What are you, blind? Excuse me, does your dog bite? No, my dog does not bite. What, are you blind? The store is located at 117 Main Street in Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during this pandemic, please contact them via email, newyorkhardcorecomics@gmail.com, or any social media channel for exclusive store package. There you go. Want to shout out once again Robert Hogg, who's out of the hospital in Scotland. The A7 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots compilation coming out April 27th. The pre-order link is going up April 1st. Patreon shows every other Wednesday. So a week from today will be a Patreon show. New York Chronicles Live merch. There is merch underneath there. It's underneath there. There's the New York Hardcore mugs, shower curtain, women's leggings. There's also the Do Good Things That Do Things Will Come to You series of stuff. It's all there. Also, subscribe to the show on that link right there if you're watching it in rerun. Want to shout out the women of the pit, who just banned me from their page on Facebook. They took a vote and banned me from their page. I was the only dude on the page. Not that I ever got on the page or read it, but when they started the page, I joined. So they voted me off the island. The girls are conspiring against me. So, women of the pit, I still love you. I love you all, even though you have turned on me. And Upstate Rick in the New York Hardcore Chronicles live comments crew. Yeah, man, I know they turned on me. They voted against me. I don't know, man. Somebody, I don't know, man. I'm not going to, that's not my dog. Yes, someone got that joke, right? Excuse me, does your dog bite? That is not my dog. Okay, what else? Am I covering everything here? Hey, Nicholas Drago, what's up, bro? Hey, it's question time. Post some questions. You all right, Steven?
Hey, what's up?
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just I just messaged to thank Johnny because I'm going to jump over to catch the beginning of the Stigma show.
The Stigma show's not happening till Sunday. I screwed up.
Oh, well then I'm here. In fact, I got musical accompaniment. Look.
Where are you? Where's that? Is that the 34th Street station?
No, I'm in Woodside.
Okay.
I can reveal my secret identity.
Let's bring Johnny back on. Hey, Johnny.
Oh, good. I was going to jump off, but now I'm not going to.
Hey,
did you see the picture we just shared up there with Rat Bones?
Wait, which one?
We showed a shot of you that you took it of Rat Bones giving the finger out the window.
Right. Those
Yeah.
the shows that you guys were talking about. That Bell House show was amazing, and I remember that one very clearly. I do have to say I'm glad that you've been talking about the new stuff because I really think that you guys in the last few years have really just the energy and like the lineup of like Josh and Non Lee and everything. We can only rest so much in the past, and I just love the fact that you guys have just been pushing forward, and the same goes to so many of the bands, and I'm just really looking forward to actually seeing you guys and being in that show in the park and everything. I'm excited about this.
Thanks, Steve, man. Yeah, it's been tightening up in the past few years, pretty good, especially with the lineup we have now. These guys are 20 years my youth, but they're pushing me to play harder, which I love. And thanks, man. I appreciate that. We are still moving forward, staying active, and can't wait to get out there and play for everyone again.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Steven, we'll let you go do your thing. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Cheers.
Thanks. Okay, it's question time. First and foremost, from Gary from Tsitsi Fly NYHC. What's up, Gary? And thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Back in the day, Leshko's, Kiev, or Odessa?
Oh man.
That's a good one. Good. Yo, Gary, you almost win with that one. Leshko's, Kiev, or Odessa?
Kiev or Odessa? I don't even know what I'm thinking about here. Were these delis?
No, these were all
you got me there, Gary.
Ukrainian. Let me see. I'll take this one. For me, it would be Kiev because Kiev had this incredible vegetarian.
Is that when we get the pierogies?
Yeah, the pierogies at Odessa, across from the A7.
Odessa, I think I went to.
Yeah,
back in the day.
I met my wife at Odessa, or
wow.
of course, my ex-wife. But she was. I met her before that, but she was walking. I walked past, and she was in there with a friend of hers, and I went in, and that's when I met her. I ended up marrying her. Not married anymore.
Good one, Gary. Thanks.
Good one, Gary.
That brought back some good memories.
Oh, Astoria Lou chiming in. After hours place to eat. Yeah, for sure. Kevin Haggerty, Johnny, what does 200-year-old Twinkies Chinese cookies taste like?
I knew he was going to get me to do this. Fucking Kevin, love you, brother.
What is that?
This is remember when Hostess went out of business in 2012?
Yeah.
Well, I kept a couple of boxes.
Oh. Is it hard? Oh.
It's rock solid. But the funny thing is Kevin called it a Chinese cookie because I'm in my mother-in-law's basement. My mother-in-law came over to visit one time, and she saw the box of Twinkies. She opened it up, and I had them since 2012, and last year she found them, and she opened them up and ate a whole Twinkie like it was a snack, and it didn't even faze her. And so to top her, my buddy Raul came over. When I told him the story, he ripped one open and took a big bite out of it.
Oh.
He chewed it and he finished it, but I'm pretty sure he regretted it after. The thing smells like sawdust. It smells like chemicals and sawdust. And Chinese people, they have some strong stomachs. She loved it.
This is an interesting question. Well, we dealt with this already, Mike Mango, but let's do it again. I heard Nan Lee moved on. Who's the new bassist going to be?
Nan Lee, like I said earlier, she picked up her life and she moved to Connecticut, and she's still involved in music. And we have a Long Island boy, Vinny Carrera. Actually, he's a Queens boy who lives in Long Island, and he's good friends with Mike, our drummer, Stooley. You might know him by Stooley, but Michael Olivier, he's our drummer, and they're good friends. And he played in Vinny plays in a few bands, and he's done some good work with other artists. So we're happy to have him on board, and he adds a lot of flavor to the music.
What's okay, here's one from our resident historian Chucky Brown. Can he speak on being a guest guitarist for Murphy's Law and playing at the Ritz opening for the Ramones in the late 80s?
Yeah, I believe it was 87. Thanks, Chucky. That was a great moment in my life because I love the Ramones. I grew up going to see them. I used to sell my records to get tickets to go to their concerts. And then we'd sell them down at the Rat Cage, I think it was. We'd go and sell our records. And then after the show was over, like a week later, we'd go back and he'd have them sitting there waiting for us because he knew we were coming back for them. And Jimmy he was always great to me in that respect. He knew I loved his band, and every once in a while I would ask if I could come up and play the beer song. And he was like, "Fuck yeah, Johnny, anytime." So I played with them a couple of times at CB's, and then when they were opening up for the Ramones at the Ritz, he asked if I wanted to come up and do a few songs with them, which my heart dropped, and I was like, "This is like a dream come true." Except, it was with Murphy's Law, and it was and while I'm up there playing, I'm looking at John Dancy out in the audience. It was like, oh man, this is like, it was great. And it was almost weird at the same time. But
that rock and roll will do that to you.
One of the greatest moments I had, on stage.
Here's a new name, and thanks for coming out of the darkness and posting in the chat room. Front Puff says, "Hey, just need to say hello from Germany. Police brutality and public opinion are still top-notch punk hardcore songs. I love it since my youth. Good on you, and kudos for still rolling hard." You get now. Have you guys have gone to Europe and done European shows, right?
We went once, and that was with this. That was in 2014. Josh,
Pineapple touring. Hook that up.
We went. We went to the Netherlands, and we played in Venlo.
Right.
And it was two shows. We played one there, and we played the second one in Belgium at the Pits, a small bar.
2012, Josh says.
Yeah, 2012. That's right.
Here's this.
We played with a Japanese hardcore band, Think Again. They were in from Japan, and we were from the States.
Cool.
It was a fun time. We played. One was a fest, and the other one, it was a bar show.
Did you play the Hyperfest?
RR Fest. It was the RR Fest.
Okay. All right. Front Puff. I may look like a lurker, but I'm a lover. PayPal, baby. Well, thank you for supporting the show. I really appreciate it, man.
I love the name Front Puff.
Front Puff. Hey, listen, man. Honestly, I got to thank everybody who supports the show. It enables me to do this. I put a lot of time. I turn down a lot of things so I can focus and make this show as good as possible. And I really appreciate everybody that loves the show and supports the show. And also just quickly want to address something else. Louis Rivera was on the show. As you know, Louis Rivera is the original singer for Antidote. And I just want to say, all that kind of drama, I'm just too old for that at this point, and I just don't care. It's like what's important to me is the history and the community and the culture. Whatever little Mickey Mouse beefs are out there I used to have or whatever, I could care less at this point, honestly. It's like I got no problem with Louis Rivera, or anything like that, man. I mean, there's a lot to do here, man. I can't. I mean, not to be corny, man. I don't want to be corny. Be like, yo, PMA, let's keep it positive. But it's kind of what this show's about, man. I'm not trying to get into any bullshit with anybody. Seriously, man. So that said, because I just want to address that, John. Well said. People always say, yo, you and Louis Rivera and this and that. Yo, I got no problem with Louis Rivera. Louis Rivera sang on "Thou Shalt Not Thou Shalt Not Kill." It's an iconic record. Antidote was my favorite band when I joined. I've been singing for Antidote for 37 years, and it's all good, man. I saw
good to see Louis come up there and singing with you guys when you played.
Yeah, I got no time for these petty beefs, man. I really don't. Oh, this is a good one, bro. From Chucky Brown. I got to put the Chucky Brown logo up his mother organized the show at the Ravenswood Community Center in the housing projects. 300 to 400 people showed up. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I got a flyer here for that.
Yeah, you sent me a couple pictures of that, right?
Didn't I? Maybe.
Yeah, let me look. Here we go. Yeah, I got it. This is a picture you sent me. It's a little challenged, but it's a fantastic picture of the mob, I assume, playing that show at the Ravenswood Community Center, correct?
Absolutely.
What do you got there?
And we know everyone else in the picture, too. All the way on the left, that's Derek Graham. He was in Crucial Truth.
Oh, wow.
And that's Harley Flanagan right next to him with his hand on his face.
Wow.
And then you got Louis Rivera right there with I'm not sure what shirt that is.
That looks like a Misguided shirt.
Right.
Right?
And Ralph, and then of course Jack all the way on the right. I don't know who the far right person on the far right is, but you can see the back of Jack Flanagan's head. That
is awesome, man.
Bro.
In the community center, bro.
Yeah, that was an amazing day, and we didn't expect that many people to show up at all. It was but we had a way of advertising shows with the flyers and posting them all over the city. So, and it got to Jersey, it got to Long Island, it got to Staten Island, and people were just coming in droves all over the place down to Ravenswood, to the little community center.
That is friggin' awesome. And of course, the Ravenswood projects are still there, and nothing's changed. I mean, you could take a snapshot of that spot right there. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. I mean, there were so many people there. Of course, the cops, got word of it, and we thought there was going to be issues with it, but
hey, Billy Psycho checking in. What year was that?
Deep into the show, the cops were going down the street with their sirens and screaming out the band's names. They're like Murphy's Law and Urban Waste. They came in. We were offering them hot dogs and fruit drinks.
Cops in New York were kind of great back then. You could reason with them. Hey, Billy Psycho checking in and asking, what year was that?
I believe it was 82.
Yeah.
I believe it was 82.
Hey,
83. It might have been my 16th birthday party that my mother was on the board at the community She was on the board of directors there, along with another guitarist, Richie Malice from Armed Citizens.
Right.
And my another neighborhood friend. All our mothers were on the board of directors, and we
that's
got
great.
the easy, permission to do this party. It was a birthday party with about 50 people, but about 350 to 500 people showed up.
I want to ask you about this. This is dated July 17th, 1982. And this is the tie-in with Alex Mitchell and Crucial Truth and the guy that was just in the photo. But I love this. You are cordially invited to Crucial Truth's going to party, Urban Waste on the bill too. And this is at the A7 2+2, right?
Yeah.
And I have a picture of Urban Waste from the A7 2+2. Might be that very same show. This is an interesting place that doesn't get talked about much, the A7 2+2.
Kenny and I were out doing mescaline all day that day. We didn't realize we had a show. Two punks on the street came up to us and said, "What are you guys doing? You guys are supposed to be playing." We're like, "What?"
What?
But we made it. We always made it to the show somehow. It was like, and there was a lot of drug-induced fun back then too.
I love the Superman shirt you're wearing. Like all 65 pounds of you. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that's really.
I get the physique from my dad, definitely.
There you go. But this is the old A7 2+2, which was like on the fourth floor of a factory on 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street, right? I think, did we have to take a freight elevator up there, or you had to walk up this 4 flights of stairs?
I remember stairs. I don't remember no elevator. There might have been a freight elevator, but I never got in it.
Yeah, there you go. Let me make sure, because we're heading down the home stretch, if there's any photos that.
I can mention that we have a record coming out. We have a 12-inch release coming out. It's going to be put out by some friends that we just recently met, and they're interested in doing a European release. It's going to be Mob Clash Records. They're from Portugal, and they're going to put out a 2-sided album. And on one side, it's going to be the remastered Waste Crew EP that we have out on CD. And on the other side, we're going to have some recycled songs that we re-recorded with the current lineup, just so people can hear the progress on those songs that we've been playing. Fantastic. So when we put that record out, the recycled album in 2010, those songs were still fresh. They were still being written. And, I'm glad we got it out with Dancy and Kenny on there, but it'd be nice to get them re-recycled tunes out to people. So we picked some tracks that we think people will really dig, and we're going to put that on the B side. So it's going to be an 18 song, maybe 19, probably 18 song release. And both sides will have something completely different, and none of it will be the 82 EP.
There you go.
Yeah. Because we only put that one record back out in 82. We had intentions of, putting more shit out, like I'm sure most bands do. And then, the split ups, the breakups, fuck all that up. So
they always do. Just a mention from Necros 8224. I saw Young and Useless, Undead, and Kilmer Rouge at 2+2. That's a band I don't remember. That Kilmer Rouge. I don't remember that band.
I don't remember that band either. But
I do remember the Undead and the Young and the Useless, though.
You remember Anti-Warfare?
I do. Now you sent me a couple of pictures, and I didn't understand. Let me look, and let me find it. Hold on. There's a couple of pictures of Anti-Warfare that you sent me. No, Armed Citizens you sent me, right?
Yeah.
Now, you played with them? What's the story there?
Yeah, they put something out for Big City, and I played bass. I played bass with Armed Citizens for 2 tracks, and that was it happened so fast that I was only reminded of it a few years ago, that when I look on Discogs, it shows like what releases I have out there, and the Armed Citizens one came up, and it really like hit me in the back of the head that, oh shit, yeah, I did that with these guys, because they were Ravenswood. They're Ravenswood band too, Armed Citizens.
You know,
Guzzy and Richie, great guys.
What happened to them? I mean, I must say, I don't remember seeing them back then, but would they stop playing in like 82, 83?
Yeah, I'd probably say 83, maybe 84. Yeah. You know, the same thing with most other bands. People pick up and move or get into other projects.
Yeah.
And I think in their case, I don't know why they split up. They were doing really good. You know, they had some good stuff going on. But maybe you can have Guzzy on or Richie Malice on the show one time.
Yeah. Listen, you know what I say? We are going to make our way to everyone on the planet Earth eventually. So
yeah.
Mac Ray, drummer in Antidote NYHC. I have an original Armed Citizen shirt.
Oh yeah? Wow. I don't even have one of them.
Another one from Chucky Brown. Can you ask him about the New York City Breakers using his apartment Wasteland once as their practice spot?
How do you know all this shit, Chucky?
Chucky's the man. Thank God for Chucky.
I read my interviews, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we used to have the New York City Breakers use my apartment as their practice spot.
Wow.
James, my brother-in-law, he was friends with all of them. And
James Fung, represent.
He offered my apartment up, I'm sure, without even hesitation. Yo, let's go to Johnny's house. It's Wasteland. We could, practice there. So the original New York City Breaker lineup was at my house doing their thing.
Apparently, Gary Tsitsi Fly says Joe Bruner was on vocals for Armed Citizens 1 or 2 shows. Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think he was. Yeah, didn't he fill in for Chris?
I am not sure. I am not sure of that, man. That's a good one. Carl said, "What's up, Carl? I remember seeing Ultraviolence in Hinckley's fan club at 2+2. Wow, that's a good one."
Dave and Tony, and they had a great.
And band. Didn't Dynamite Dave Manzullo play guitar in Ultraviolence?
Yeah, he did. He was one of my influences too.
I know. Where is Dave these days?
I was watching that guy. He had some ripping leads and great sound on the guitar.
Where is Dynamite Dave? I haven't heard from him in a minute.
Too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Have you heard from Dave?
Not lately, but I've seen him in recent past.
I haven't seen him I haven't seen him with you. Well, all right. Well, there you go, man. And that was a nice way to spend a Wednesday afternoon, man. Nice calm show, man. It was great.
I'm a little calmer now than I was when I came on. I was like, but
it's easy, man.
If I don't have a guitar in my hand, I'm not very long-winded, and I remember what
it's easy, man. I love doing it, and I do my best to make the guests feel comfortable.
Well, I appreciate it. Along with everyone else, you keeping the people informed, and it's much appreciated by myself to come on here and share with your friends and my friends shit that we did in the past that was either fucked up or a lot of fun or in between.
Yeah, and I wish you and the whole Urban Waste crew all the best. I know you guys have a great work ethic, and you guys certainly have your contingent and your fan base around the world that loves you guys. So I wish you all the best.
And we love our fans, our friends, and we're gonna see you soon. Come out, get back on the stage, and if not, we'll see you on streams or wherever we can, promote ourselves.
For sure. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Take care.
Thanks, Drew. Much love.
My pleasure.
Best. Peace.
Well, there you go. It was a nice show. It was a nice show. You do a nice show. I'm worried about the Wednesday shows, because the world is starting to open up a little bit. Feel free. Post right now about Wednesday shows. Are you going to be able to continue? I guess with the Wednesday shows, if people get back out there and stuff, you could always watch it in rerun, you know? I just think that our live contingent, we're going to lose some of it. You know, what's up, Tristan? See you soon, buddy. Tristan DeGraves from the Undead and Antidote NYHC. Josh, glad you enjoyed it, man. Good luck with Urban Waste out there. Yep, for sure. Open up, not here in Germany. Good point. So we're doing every other Wednesday is what we're doing, and then, you know, you fuckwads that aren't Patreon members should join Patreon, because we're doing every other Wednesday Patreon shows, and what we're trying to do with the Patreon shows is have guests and do something a little bit different. Like we had, like, instead of talking about music stuff, we had Jamie from SSD Control talking about his love for horror. So we're going to do guests with sort of different subject matters, mostly movies and stuff. So Javits is fucked till the summer. Okay. D in for the long haul. Gina, I'm not going back to work. Definitely will watch. Thank you, Gina. All right. Just afraid you're going to abandon me. Don't abandon me. Life is no Uno. Okay. Huge swaths of Central Europe are going to be back into lockdown. Someday, my son, all this will be yours. Huge swaths. I would love to have seen that horror show with Jamie, but don't got any money. Seriously, Gabe? It's fucking $2 a month, bro. $2? If you don't have $2 dude, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't have $2 to support this show, come on, bro. Unbelievable, man. Saw a bit at work. Seems you had a good show. The Patreon show is great too. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I just posted some Misfits footage on the never before Misfits footage on the Patreon show. Johnny Waste, thanks everyone for hanging out. That was a fun way to spend a Wednesday. It sure was. Yep. You know, where's my $2? Jesus, what am I dealing with here? I can't afford it. It's $2. Jesus, Moses, Mother Mary, and Joseph. Come on. No, it's $2, you cheap fuck. Good Lord, man. Everybody wants something for nothing. Like we live in a free world. You know, it's going to cost you. You know? There it is, Gabe. Take off your yarmulke and join the goddamn Patreon. Yeah, Lenny B will loan you the $2. Jesus. Help me help you, for Christ's sake. Mother Mary and Joseph. Who's on the show on Sunday? You know what? Where's the next couple shows? Let's do this as we're out the door, as everybody's bailing out. This Sunday, John Jesse from Nausea on the show. Boom. John Jesse is this Sunday. John Jesse's this Sunday. A week from then, April 4th, is Al Burrill. Wednesday, April 7th, is Billy Psycho. After that is Sunday, April 11th, is Paul Bearer. April 18th is Danny Schuler from Biohazard. April 21st, Wednesday, Alex Mitchell from Circus of Power and Crucial Truth. And Sunday, April 25th, is Brian Baker. You asked for it, you got it. All right? Is everybody good now? Can I go eat me? Eat me. What else? Is everybody good? Looking forward to the, I know. I'm looking forward to the John Jesse show as well. I really am. It's going to be good. It's a great artist, John Jesse. I'm looking. Paul Bearer, one of the funniest dudes in hardcore next to Vinny and Jimmy G. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. What else? David, get the funk out of my face. Money for nothing and the chicks for free. Absolutely. Your money up for nothing and your chicks for free. I want my MTV. That said, are you gonna have John Joseph? Bro, what have you been living in a friggin' cave? We just had John Joseph on the show, and it was one of the biggest rated shows we've done. Come on, man. Help me help you, Hegs. A7 comp coming out April 27th. Buy it, you cheap fucks. The link is going on. Pre-sale link going up April 1st. April 1st link going up. For the Back to the New York Hardcore Roots, New York Hardcore compilation put out by our friends at Pitchfork, New York Hardware. That said, what else? Is that it? I'm so glad we had this time together. All right, everybody. I will see you guys with John Jesse on Sunday. Until then, do good things, and good things will come to you.